Hi everyone, my name is Corey Leese. I'm an adjunct instructor here at Cerritos College in the English department. Today I want to share a few breathing activities that I've been incorporating into my class sessions for the last 4 or 5 years, and I found a lot of success with this. So the thing to keep in mind just right from the start is that these are guidelines. They're not meant to be followed exactly step by step. They could be modified as needed. So just keep that in mind and make sure that your students know that as well. So the first thing that I invite my students to do is sit in a comfortable but conscious way. So it's really important that it's conscious, so active, so no slouching or leaning, especially if it's, early in the morning, So sitting up in a way that's comfortable but conscious, and so a way to do that is to have your feet flat on the floor, your hands either on your desktop or on your knees, and then I have them envision that they have a big bushy tail growing out of their tailbones, and so they want to sit in such a way where they're not sitting on their tails, so their tails are able to freely wag with all that excitement they have for being in class, right? So they want to sit in that way, so their tails are wagging. And then if they're brave enough, I invite them to close their eyes. They're not always brave enough, especially at first, but as we get accustomed to the activity and they start to see the value of it a little bit more after some repetition, many of them do begin to close their eyes. Not all of them, but many of them do. So the first activity is called box breathing. And so we inhale through our nose, we hold, we exhale through our mouths, we hold, and we repeat. Now, it's called box breathing because it can be represented with the shape of a square. So maybe square breathing is actually what it should be called. But so you inhale to the count of 4, you hold for the count of 4, exhale for the count of 4, hold for the count of 4. And so you repeat that as many times as needed. So with all of these breathing activities, we're always inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouths. So that's important to keep in mind. So the second form of breathing is called 5-finger breathing. And so what we do is we take our hand for one of our hands, take a finger from the other hand, and then place it at the base of our pinky. And then we're going to inhale, pause once we get to the top, and then exhale. Pause once we get to the bottom, and then we repeat. So as we go up, we inhale, we pause at the top, and then as we go down, we exhale, pause when we get to the bottom, and just repeat as you get through your whole hand. And then if you really want some added benefit, you can go back. And the reason this one's fun is because we're linking the activity of consciously breathing with this sensation, and so it helps students direct their attention so they don't get lost in their thoughts, right? That we're just looking, focused on the sensation on our fingers with our breathing. Now, the third kind of breathing activity that we do, and this is one that I incorporate into my day-to-day life all the time, is called elongated exhale. And the reason we call it elongated exhale is really just we're elongating our exhale. So we're still breathing in through our nose. So in through our nose to the count of 3, more or less, pause, and then exhale through your mouth to the count of 6. Or just really as long as you want it to go, as long as your students want it to go. So the point is to have a longer exhale than an inhale, right? And again, so you could do this as many times as you need. I will often also end class that way as well. So we'll start class with this breathing exercise, and then we'll end class with the breathing exercise. In either case, if you start or end class this way or do both, a really important thing to do regardless is to have your students reflect for a few moments on how they feel after having engaged in this conscious breathing for a few moments. And the point of that is for them to link the positive feeling that immediately after to the activity itself, so that they become one and the same, and therefore they're more encouraged to incorporate it into their day-to-day lives outside of class, not just inside class, which is the ultimate goal of what we're doing here with teaching, right? Hoping that they'll actually incorporate it outside of class. All right, well, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is included in the slide here. And I hope that you have some great success with this as I know I have. And yeah, so take care.